Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Serious Psycho, and today we'll be taking a look at On Rusty Trails. But first, I want you to observe this intro cinematic. Yep, that's it. You're this character called Elvis, and he wants to repair his house using the warranty. Not much to say, really. There's basically the story, but let's get to the point. This is a game made by Black Pan Studios, an indie developer which made a few other puzzle platformers such as this one. And one was called Blown Away, and the other one was called About Love, Hate, and the Other Ones. There was also another puzzle platformer, which was 3D this time, called Tiny and Big in Grandpa's Leftovers. Now, the first two that I mentioned were iOS and Android, and I think one of them was also made for PC, if I'm not mistaken. The other one was made exclusively for PC, the 3D one. And now they made this game, which is PC and Mac. Now, how is this game different from other puzzle platformers? Well, I'm going to show you in the following video. Now you're probably wondering what the hell is going on. Who is this character? Why is he a triangle? Or a pyramid? I don't know. And why is he running around? Well, the world which the events of this game are set in is quite weird. It's a very, very hostile world filled with acid, meteorites, and this just devastated mechanical relics. There's not much background to what's going on apart from a comic book, which is free to download if you buy the game, which explains that there is a company which kind of manages the house building and the technology distribution, and that's about it for the premise. And the other one is just that this guy Elvis has his house destroyed, which is made by the company, and it has a 10-year warranty, and now he's trying to claim his new house, which is fairly understandable. I mean, you don't care about the conflict, really. Oh, you're asking, there's a conflict? Well, yes. I think he's part of a race called the Rusties, or I don't know, just polygonal-shaped robots of some description. And they live in the same world as an organic-based species called the Harrys, which are blue and have just a mouth, no eyes. Now, they are in constant conflict because the Harrys like water. They are organic. They are more attached to nature, while the Rusts only care about staying away as far as possible from nature because, well, they rust and they explode and they die. As you can see, I'm trying to avoid the rain because the rain is bad for robots. Simple as that. It's very quirky, it's cartoony, and it's very, very amusing. But there's a constant racial conflict between them. And you'd think that, oh, this character is gonna save the day. Well, I don't know about that because I've been playing this halfway through the game. I believe I'm at chapter 3. And so far, so nothing. The conflict hasn't advanced that much. You know it's there. Harrys and Rusts complain about each other. However, they do not seem to harm each other in such a way. You might be seeing an occasional Harry bullying a Rust, but not anything else. And the protagonist just doesn't care about it. He just passes by everybody, and he just goes on his merry way to trying to find the company which can provide him with a new house. Simple as that. They also explain how the respawn system works. Apparently these robots can be constantly reassembled. But that is a mechanic of the game, the reassembly, the checkpoints, which I'm going to get into a minute. My thoughts on the story? Well, it's quite interesting, actually. It's very simplistic, sends a very strong message about racism, I think, and honestly, the protagonist is my kind of guy. He has just one goal, one simple idea, and he just wants to get on with it. If I lost my house, then I definitely need a new house, so why not? And I just ignore all the conflicts, so I don't care. I just go on my merry way. It's simple, it's just enough that you don't need too much of a complicated story in a game like this. It's just good enough. But what about the mechanics? Well, you'd be surprised how in tune the mechanics are with the theme. Because let's just say that the environment is out to get you, but it depends on who you are. Yes, it's about privilege of races, I would say. One race has privilege over the others in some regards. So, here's the thing. In this game, you as a Rust are very susceptible to rain. You are going to die if you get caught in the rain, because, yeah, you're going to rust away and then you're going to die. But you also have, so you have to avoid the rain and other dangerous environmental hazards, such as falling. And there's also acid meteorites, acid blocks, and so on and so forth. But here's where the game changes from something like Super Meat Boy, where going fast as possible was the key mechanic. Here, as you can see, you can actually stick to the sides of the cubes of the actual platforms themselves, which kind of changes because if you're on the side of a platform, you have to press upwards in order to go. Makes sense. And there's no need to hold down a button, it's just automatic. Once you touch a surface, you stick on it. And also, if you try to jump, depending on your direction, you're gonna jump in that direction you're pointing, not where you want to go. If you want to jump up and you're on the side, then you're gonna jump from the side. If you're upside down, when you jump, you're just gonna go down. So that changes things a lot. It is fast-paced, but then again, it actually encourages a little bit of planning, especially when you get a little bit later in the game, where you gain access to something that makes you immune to water. Alright, this is going to be shown in a few minutes. It's basically a hairy suit. Now, for some reason, the protagonist, Elvis, finds this hairy suit. He's in the middle of what appears to be a storm. Of course, he's going to put that suit on, and he just is able to... God damn it, I can't find my words. He is able to withstand the rain. That's basically it. But it changes a few things. It actually opens up a new mechanic with the changing platforms. Now, you see, I've been jumping so far in the game on red platforms. But later on in the game, and that's a Harry over there, that's how they look like. They're not that vicious looking. It's just that it's just propaganda, dumb propaganda. As you can see, there are red surfaces and blue surfaces. Now, if you're a Rust and you're on a red surface, then you're okay. You're just fine. But if you're a Rust and trying to step on a blue surface, they disappear. This happens in vice versa as well. If you are blue, then you can step on the blue surfaces with ease. However, the red surfaces will disappear the moment you get close to them. It's a very interesting mechanic. And you can still get stuck on the side, and you can still get stuck on the side of the blue surfaces, regardless of them being plants. I don't know what's holding them to. I don't know what's holding the protagonist to plants. It's definitely not a magnet. Oh, also you cannot access certain checkpoints. So yeah. What else is to say? Oh yeah, checkpoints. So as you can see, there are checkpoints. Those squares with faces on are checkpoints. Now, these checkpoints are there to help you get along easier if you die repeatedly. However, in order to activate them, you need to have a token. And also, you have to be the specific color that the checkpoint wants you to be. Now, as you can see on the left side of the screen, there are some triangles. Now, you collect these triangles throughout the levels, and you can use them to activate checkpoints. And I repeat, you can choose. This is where the completionist aspect of the game bit of gas, comes into play. If you want to, you can complete an entire level without using any of the checkpoints, and you get a higher score. This, for completionists, is something very good. As you can see, there's time reassemblies and the number of shards that you have number of tokens that you have collected, and how many of them have you been using. Personally, I've been using every last checkpoint I could find because this game is turning to be very difficult in the later stages. There are 7 chapters to this game, each one comprised of multiple levels. I haven't finished chapter 3. I might be bad. I'm not saying this game is unfair. I might be bad at platformers. I most definitely am bad at platformers. I'll just say that now. But if you don't have tokens, you can't activate the checkpoints. And without checkpoints, you can't advance. But never I found a moment where I couldn't find a token or a checkpoint. So, and this is the moment I've been talking about. Yep, now you can step on blue platforms and not on red. But then you switch, and then you can step on red, but not on blue. Same things with the checkpoints. And if you're not blue when there's a blue checkpoint, you can't use the token, even though you have one. But it's very easy to change. There's no condition to it. You can switch between them very instantly. And even the platforms themselves change very quick. It's instantaneous. It's a very, very responsive game. And that I pretty much enjoy because you need this, especially when you have to run like hell. Yes, there are moments where you have to go really, really fast, but not Sonic on cocaine fast like Super Meat Boy. I might be doing a bad comparison because this actually involves a little bit of planning and thinking, while Super Meat Boy actually kind of had, in most of its levels, a very clear pathway, and you just had to do your timing right. That's all. In this game, you have to pay attention because there are multiple ways of finishing a level. And that's very interesting. It actually encourages replayability. If you remember in the first level, I actually stumbled upon a secret. Now, stumble upon is a perfect term because there's no way somebody could have figured out that over there was a secret. I'll be completely honest. I think that the developers put that in to say, oh, by the way, there are secrets in this game. You better look for them if you want to find them. I have no idea where these secrets are. They could be literally everywhere. I was more interested in finishing the story than anything else. And to be honest, again, it's not much of a story, but I really want to see where this premise goes. Because as you advance, you see this community formed of different individuals, which compose the 2 species, the Rusts and the Harrys, and they are in conflict, or they appear to be. I don't know. There's a moment where you find yourself into the so-called common quarters, and then you find different NPCs throughout the game, which react differently to how you present yourself to them. I say react. They're not actual reactions. You just see a group of Harrys or a group of Rusts, and they will present an emoticon or something to you when you pass by, and it depends on your state. If you are a Rust and you pass by a Rust, then they're gonna give you a thumbs up. If you turn into a Harry, they're gonna give you a thumbs down, or maybe an X or something. Same thing with the Harrys. It depends on who you are, but there's no way to interact with them directly. There's no missions or anything. You're just moving forward. This is actually quite this actually shows how you move forward. You just keep moving to the right and try to get to the company to get your house back with your warranty. And that's very understandable. Oh, and sometimes it just throws this 3D moment, which is kind of impressive because it actually shows that this world is very, very big. I'm actually quite curious of the lore of it, but nobody invested too much in the lore of this world. You just know that there are Rusts and there are Harrys. This world is very dangerous. There are hazards which are specific to every one of them, and I died really stupidly. Those of you who are really good at puzzle platformers, you're probably watching me and you say, God, what is this guy doing? Why? You could have gone the other way. I could, but I'm not that good at these kinds of games. So take that into consideration. Although I might not be good at this kind of games, I really enjoy this game, especially the aesthetic. The aesthetic is very specific to Black Pants from what I've seen in their previous titles. A very unique, quirky, cartoony-like art style, which it's enjoyable, it's nice, and combined with the music, it's actually a very, very relaxing game. When you do not rage continuously from all the deaths that occur because of your own stupidity, and by your own stupidity I mean my own. Jesus Christ, I've died so many times in this game, and it's not even Dark Souls, but I do enjoy it. It's mostly trial and error, because sometimes you find yourself on a pathway which is certain death, and then you try a different pathway which is guaranteed safety. And that's the thing, there are multiple pathways in different levels. This is a very straightforward. You jump at the moment when the red space comes. If there is a rain in your way, you just jump midway and turn. You just turn midway. Sorry for the bad expression. You turn midway into a Harry. You go through the water and you turn back into a Rust, and then you can go on your merry way. That's basically the game. Oh, there are also lasers. So the lasers are the red version of the rains. Difference being these things can rotate. Rains don't. So if you're caught as a Harry, then you're gonna die. I've never been tempted to try to do one of these levels without checkpoints, because as you can see, I'm really bad at it. But there you go. There are multiple ways. I could have... That was an example of you can do this level in multiple ways. On that platform, I could have gone on top and turned into a Harry, which would make me immune to the rain. Actually, no, if I think about it, those yellow platforms turn... they turn off if they see... If a Harry is attached to them. So, yeah. But it turns more and more difficult. Honestly, when I saw this game on Steam, and I saw it's only 13 euros, well, I'm expecting a few decent levels out of it. And then I saw there was only 7 chapters, and I thought, oh god, 7 chapters, and just a few levels each. I'm gonna finish this game in like 2 hours. The initial levels are very easy, I'll give them that. They're actually very tutorial-esque. They are made to teach the player, and they're trying to show you the basics at a very relevant pace, and then they just show more and more challenges, again, at a decent enough pace. They're not just throwing every last possible obstacle at you from the start. They're making a progressive way of showing you the difficulties. As you can see, as you go along, you see more and more of these NPCs, which you cannot directly interact. As I said, depending on who you are, they're gonna show you a different emote. But other than that, they're not gonna interact with you in any way. The terrain interacts with you and is gonna try to kill you. The terrain is racist. But actually, I think that is trying to send a very decent message about racism. And it's doing a very good job. I mean, why is the terrain against everybody? I mean, half of the terrain is against a certain race, half is for the other. Why is that? Well, nobody can say for sure. I mean, both sides claim that they are oppressed by the other. You saw posters of Rusts being oppressed by Harrys, and there are posters in this game which show that Harrys are being oppressed by Rusts. It's just the constant political circle. It's a very strong theme, which you wouldn't be surprised to find in such a quirky environment, all things considered. But I think it does a very good job at it. I particularly like the theme. It's very amusing and also sending a very strong message. Plus, the theme is very in tune with the mechanics. As I said before, you have these Harrys which can traverse plants, however they cannot traverse metal. And you have Rusts which can traverse metal, although they cannot traverse plants. And this requires a lot of trial and error. I really do enjoy it. The soundtrack is simplistic, and I don't think it needs a complicated soundtrack. I honestly do not think that it needs a complicated soundtrack in any way, because it would just dumb down the game. There's no need for really fast-paced music, really strong music. It's repetitive, but very, very good. I have to say that this indie developer has made some very simplistic games, yet it's worth the money. I can guarantee you that it's worth the money. 13 euros for this game? I thought I'm gonna be paying for 2 hours of gameplay. Nope. I've been paying for a constant pain. If you like puzzle platformers, this game is really fun. It comes to this question: is the game fun? Is the game fun in any way? Well, it is. It is. I'm just bad at it. But I keep going and going because, you know, I've been playing Dark Souls, and that is an absolute pain to play. It's nowhere near as... This game is nowhere near as painful as Dark Souls is. You know, over there you can actually be dicked over. This game never does. If you die... If you die in Dark Souls, you die because of your own stupidity. Here, if you die in Dark Souls, you can die from your own stupidity. You can die from the game being a dick. Here, you can only die from your own stupidity. Like, for example, I keep dying at this section because I'm too dumb to appreciate the distance. And the music is actually fitting because I think the developer anticipated that people would not be able to appreciate the jumping distance of the character, and when the traps are gonna spark. You know, these acid meteorites are actually making a pain. You think you're going on a safe surface, but then it turns green and then you die. And you're about to land there and there's no way to mitigate that. You're gonna die. This level actually encourages a little bit of patience. And that's what I like about it. Puzzle platformers like this, which have fast-paced mechanics, encourage you to go as fast as possible. And there are levels which are constructed in such a way to find the quickest route possible. Yet this one is made to encourage you to take a moment, wait for something, wait for a cue, then jump, then run, and jump at the right angle. It actually requires a little bit more patience. Not many puzzle platformers do this. Or at least, not the ones that I've been playing. I might be completely wrong about that. But I'm comparing it to Super Meat Boy because that is the most recent one that I played. I know it's very, very old. It's a very old game, but still, it's a very enjoyable one. And this one, I find it more enjoyable because it's just so funny. Okay, the theme is very cute, very amusing, very nice, very simplistic and tells a very nice story. I really enjoy it. And you know what? I want to see where this story goes. So far in Chapter 3, not much was shown. But from the names of the chapters, which I'm not going to spoil, there's something interesting going on. I know it's about a conflict which is brewing, but I want to know how far does it go. Usually in these games, the story is not only told through the interaction of the main character with other characters, but also through the background. The background is very important in these games. Most people don't realize it. You see in the background these enormous constructions. You have no idea what they're made for. They're like soaring towers of concrete and metal and plants, and you have no idea where did they come from, who built them. They look poorly built, they look unfinished, they look like improvs, and you're wondering, what the hell? Then again, you might be just one who just cares about the gameplay and doesn't care about what's going on in the background. Look, there's a rainbow. I would notice that. It's very nice. But yeah, to me is interesting. It's a very simple theme, which I enjoy, and I want to see it to the end. I honestly do. I missed a triangle there. Somebody probably screamed, "You idiot! There was a triangle there!" The completionists are gonna... This is a painstaking video for completionists to watch. Oh, dear Lord. Do I recommend this game? Yes, I do. For its price, 13 euros, and the developer is a very good one. The aesthetic is good, the soundtrack is simplistic, and it's perfect for it. The gameplay is solid, the mechanics are in tune with the theme, something that you don't see in video games that much. Mechanics in tune with the theme. Some games just flat out throw away the mechanics for the theme, or throw away the theme for the mechanics. They don't kiss. Yes, The Division, I'm looking at you. Your theme does not work with the mechanics. But then again, it's a good game. Should you buy Rusty Trails? Why not? I mean, even if you're not into puzzle platformers, this is not the kind which encourages constant moving, timing. I mean, it does encourage certain timing moments, like that one, where I died. Like a miserable human being. But there are moments where it asks you, hey, stop a little and think. Should you go this way or should you go the other way? There are probably people who are saying, you could have gone the other way given these mechanics. I could. There are alternative methods. I'm probably not seeing them because I'm blind. And again, I'm not good at them, but I do enjoy this game. How do I enjoy a game which I'm not good at? Ugh. Few games do this. This is one of them. I'm not good at it, yet I enjoy it. So, please, buy it. I actually like it. Are there any bugs, mechanical issues, or anything? Well, as far as I've been playing, no. I mean, there are not that many bugs. The game runs smoothly at 60 FPS, and if you're wondering if there are customizable options, well, I've looked up. You cannot customize the controls of the game, and I've been playing this with mouse and keyboard because my Xbox 360 controller is broke, and I know I have to get one to test it out. But you can adjust the resolution and the music volume and everything else. Controls you cannot, and there's no such thing as texture sliders or anything, because honestly you don't need it in a game like this. Why would you need it? This game would probably work well even on iPhones, and those are not strong. Those are not at all strong. Yes, I was a big idiot. I'm a spastic idiot. Should you buy this game? Final question. If you like puzzle platformers, yes. If you do not like, this might be something to start with, because you can either do it patiently or you can do it rapidly. I don't know, maybe you can discover your tempo. The game does take time with you, which is enjoyable. Take time. Take a breather. enjoy the game. I do. And I want to play more of it. My name's been Serious Psycho, and I'll see you guys next time.